Hey family, welcome to another episode of She Say He Say ATL, man. We're coming down to the end of this season. We've had a fantastic season. We've been talking real heavy about black marriage. We've been talking about, replenishing the black family and working on some of those family values in order for us to build health and wealth. Statistically, we are healthier when we're married, and statistically, we are wealthier when we're married, right? So that's why we've been talking about black marriage and how important it is this season. But real quickly, we wanted to really talk about the disparities between men and women, right? As we've said before, nature gives us 105 men to every 100 women through childbirth. Typically, that's enough men, for every woman that wants to be married. But of course, we know in our particular community that is not necessarily the case, simply because we've lost a lot of men to jail and to death, right? Because of the Holocaust of the 70s and 80s that we came out of, right? So there's simply not enough men to go around. And if there's not enough men to go around, is it fair for all of our sisters to be single? Right? That's the question. Dream Queen, what you think about that? Is it fair if it's not enough men, if the ratio of men and women is off, right? Let's say for every 4 women that want to get married, there's only 1 man available. For those other 3 women, is that fair? And if we're trying to preserve our race, how do we handle that? So do you think that's fair?
No, it's not fair, and I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry, there are not enough men to go around.
There's not enough men.
There are some women out there that are willing to share.
Oh,
Just so y'all know.
Okay. So there's some women who are willing to share. So you've heard it here first. Brittany said that she is willing to share, right? She's not selfish. So ultimately, that's one of the things that we want to talk about. We wanted to basically just really talk about a group of people that we bought on, or a couple that we bought on, called the Ruffs, right? The last name being Ruff. And essentially what we did, they are a polyamorous couple. And that means many loves, and they both believe in love outside of their marriage. Okay. And what we've been talking about all season, and we've been talking about polygyny, which is usually 1 man, more than 1 woman. And the reason that's important. But wanted to kind of touch on why we bought the Ruffs on. We bought the Ruffs on because of the mindset that you have to share the person that you're in love with, right? And we wanted them to speak to that. Even though they're not a polygynous couple, we wanted them to speak to how they navigate that particular love style. How they deal with knowing that someone else loves the person that they love, right? So, but in that, we've had some issues and we've had some questions, because we've been talking so much about black marriage in that particular lifestyle. Ash, I think you had some concerns.
I did. And us having a conversation about black love, black marriage, my concern is that people will see the Ruffs episode and kind of question why they're there. Simply because the Ruffs are married. They are a married couple, so they tie into what we speak about, but their love style, it kind of pulls a lady away from being a married woman. And since that's our whole premise is, marriage, we want to, tie all that in. I was just trying to figure out, how does that work? You know what I mean? If we're bringing somebody on that's just like, okay, I'm not willing to marry this third person, this other person that's coming in, so then what are you doing with her? You're just kind of like holding her up for the next person, or so she can't be married. So that's where I was kind of like, I just want to make it make sense within our conversation.
Okay, Trey, it sound like you rolling with that. What you said? Talk to me.
I agree with her. It almost makes me ask, what's the point of getting married?
Okay.
Yeah.
You still gonna live a single lifestyle. what's the point of getting married? Not saying, I mean, the Ruffs believe in what they believe in. I ain't trying to bash them at all.
Right.
But in my point of view, what's the point of getting married?
Like Trey B was saying, like, it's kind of, it'll make the person that isn't in either one of the like love styles, marriage or, you know, polyamory, but just a single entity, be like, well, then if this polyamory couple can, you know, be taking this other person and just building, and, you know, then why can't I do the same thing without the paper? You know what I mean? Because that's essentially what they're doing with the third person, or the other person that they bring into their life, is just kind of holding them as a part of their lifestyle, but they're not really cultivating it with the marriage and with tying them into the family as a unit. So then you just kind of push them back out into the world, back and forth. You know, it's kind of holding them up from finding that marriage or that person for them. And, you know, what is that for?
And we seen with the Will and Jada Smith situation, that open relationship type. August Alsina was salty that Jada had to go back home to Will. So you know what happens in that case when either you or the outside party gets salty because, you know, you tired of that, you want to do something else.
Okay. Well, honestly, that can happen in a monogamous relationship if we're keeping it 100. However, I want to address both of you guys concerning regarding the Ruffs. The Ruffs believe in many loves, right? So they're not looking for people to play with. They're not looking for people to toy around with. Essentially, what she said and what they'll see if they stay tuned, because we're going to play the Ruffs episode right after this. What they'll see is they will see her say that he can be with a woman for 10 years, right? It won't trump the 10 years that I already got with him, right? He's with her 10, he's with me 20, you dig? So they're not looking for boyfriend and girlfriends necessarily. They're looking for a long-term situation because they believe in love. They don't believe in, you know, going out and just getting your rocks off, so to speak.
Yeah.
You did what I'm saying? That's not what they're about. They're actually about love. And what you said is you said, well, why get married? Well, if you listen to it, what they'll see is the Ruffs love being married. They love that bond, right? They love that commitment. They love being married. They just don't simply believe in a monogamous love. They believe that they have the capacity to love more than one person.
Okay.
You feel what I'm saying to you?
Yeah, I understand what they trying to say it is. You know,
Yeah.
They got enough love to go around.
Right.
Yeah, they're trying to say that they have the capacity to love more than one person. And if they have that capacity, why deny each other that?
And don't get me wrong either. I understand that if they are willing to bring somebody in for a long period of time, that it has its pros to it. You know, you can still build, you know, you're essentially helping that other person that you do bring on and that you do find as another life partner. You can build financially. You can help with, you know what I mean, if you have children, that helps build. You know, I know that the Ruffs have a child, and maybe they might find another significant other that has a child. So, you know what I mean, that might even help their child, you know, cultivate another relationship and be able to have, you know, that sibling that they don't have right now. So, I mean, there's several things that is good to, you know, their love style. It's just, I was just saying, as, you know, our viewers watch and we put this into perspective, I just want them to understand where they fall in.
Right. And you really just answered one of the questions that you had. You know, if this other person, this third party, or in the Ruffs case, the third or the fourth party,
Right, that part.
cannot marry into that particular situation, then what's it all about? Well, ultimately, what we were talking about in regard to the polygynous relationship is what we were talking about. Is we were talking about that we don't have enough fathers in homes with the children that are being raised, right? So ultimately, with a polygynous relationship, what you get is you get an opportunity for a father to be in the household with the children, right? Because there are two women in the house, and maybe there's another woman who comes in who already had children. But now there's a father in the home, and now you have that masculine energy, and now you have that feminine energy. Because one of the biggest reasons we're losing as a race is simply because for the most part, our children, we have a couple generation of children who've raised themselves without fathers being in the household, and mom maybe had to work. You dig what I'm saying? So we're losing for that reason.
Right.
So these type of relationships are not for everybody, but these type of relationships do put men back in the household, right? So that's why we want to speak to that type of relationship on the show, because though we're talking about marriage, we're also talking about rebuilding the black family.
Right.
That's probably the most important piece, is making sure that these children have a father figure and a mother figure in the household together. Okay.
And on that same note is the Ruffs love, and they love hard, and they love each other unconditionally. And whenever we were speaking to them, you can tell that, you know what I mean? And their love style has cultivated their relationship to another level. It's taken them from, a regular monogamy to eons be above most relationships, because they were able to understand each other. They're able to communicate a little bit better because of what, allowing other people inside of their relationship. So it's a good episode. Definitely watch it. Definitely
so you guys stay tuned. We're about to run that episode for you guys right now, but we wanted to touch base on, if you guys have been talking about polygyny, why bring on a polyamorous couple? And it's really about focusing on the mindset of allowing love between another person as opposed to the person that you're married to. So we're going to watch this episode and focus on how the Ruffs navigate that, because it's not easy. And as you'll see, they will talk about things like therapy and things of that nature. So without further ado, let's tune into the episode. And I guess real quickly, we'll do a shameless plug. We will begin shooting their reality show, Rough Love, this summer. Yes, it's gonna be a dope show. So now to be on Circuitry Media Network, so we're gonna plug it. Little shameless plug there. But Rough Love should have that pilot for you guys at the end of the summer, so stay tuned. But in the meantime, check out the show with the Ruffs. I think y'all dig it. All right, we out.